Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for being here. We are coming back with another great, healthy, nutritious meal brought to you by the Happy Meal Diet. Something that has changed hundreds of lives, how simple it is, how nutritious it is, and also there's no guilt. It's called the Happy Meal Diet. We like to have fun here. So you want to make sure that you subscribe. This is where you are going to want to keep your attention on, because if you want to lose weight fast, you want to have fun, you want to get the family involved, and also make these meals in under 15 minutes, this is where you want to be. So what we're going to be fixing today is going to be a delicious, especially if you love seafood, and we're big seafood people here, especially because it digests so quickly and gets out of your system. Today we're going to be making spicy shrimp balls. Now, they won't be too spicy, so don't worry. We know the little ones don't like the spice too much, but I like a little bit of spice, but I can add that later on. This is so simple. So what we want to start with is some really great ingredients. So what we're going to do is making sure that, again, we want this to be food that is healthy, that's on the Happy Meal diet, but also something that you don't have to go to 5 different stores to get, right? So we're going to do a cup of rice. What we prefer to do is use basmati rice. It's going to have a lower GI, and when I say GI, I mean glycemic index. You don't want your blood sugar levels going up and down. And don't worry about measurements, I mean, other than me saying the 1 cup of rice. But we're gonna have the ingredients listed right down below, because I want to spend most of the time, because we're short on time, obviously. You only got 15 minutes to make the family happy. But we're gonna do a cup of rice. We're gonna do the zucchini, keep it clean. Next up, we're gonna have some chipotle chili pepper. If you want to use regular chili pepper, that's just fine, but I kind of like that smoky flavor that comes with chipotle. Also, we're gonna be using some paprika. I like that beautiful red color really stands out a lot. And that's one of the big things about this. We eat with our eyes, not only with our mouths, right? We're gonna be using some EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Won't be too much of that, so don't worry. It's more so for a marinade. And this marinade only takes maybe 5 minutes at best, and it is included in the 15 minutes, so that means I got 10 minutes to show you how to make this. And all we gotta do is take 5 minutes, so sue me. It's gonna be 20 minutes total, but get with it. Trust me, that gives you enough time to get out of your work clothes, to get the kids ready. I got my little buddy in the room. You wanna make sure you maximize your time. So this is what we call multitasking. All right, so we're gonna use some quinoa. You can use rice, but I want to make sure I gave 2 different versions. So we're gonna have rice here, but I'm gonna be making a version with quinoa as well as rice. We all have different dietary restrictions. On a Happy Meal diet, the beauty of it is you have a quinoa and you can have rice. So I figured, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone for those of all who are eating quinoa and also those of all who are eating rice. I know it's got a few different ingredients, but I promise we try to keep it simple. Most of these ingredients you can find in the store for $1 or less. Crushed red pepper flakes. Don't make it complicated. You ordered pizza. I know you did. We all have pizza night. If you haven't had pizza night in a couple of weeks, you still save some because you're just like me. But crushed red pepper flakes, just use some of those. Salt, pepper, and last but not least, that oh so sweet red cayenne pepper. It is a little spicy. We like a little bit of spice in our house. I'm not gonna put a lot of spice because my little gingerbread, he's not the biggest fan of it, but we love it. But if you don't want to use this, you can completely omit it. It is going to change the flavor just a little bit. It's not going to hurt you. The biggest reason for us using a lot of spices in the house is because it gives that little bit of a kick to your metabolism. Because this is a game of numbers. With the Happy Meal diet, it's all about making sure that we maximize every meal, have fun, guilt-free, but we're making sure that everything counts because you don't want to feel deprived. And spice isn't something that's necessarily a necessity in life, but it is something that some people, when they start getting diets, they feel like they have to let go of. They feel like they're missing out on some things. So we like to make it, fun and also beneficial. We got a beautiful lime. Now this is going to be a garnish. This is also with citrus. This is another little trick, another little hack to kick up your metabolism. But it also tastes great. If you don't like citrus, you don't have to have it. This is, again, more sort of a garnish. So with broccoli, now I know some people are going to say fresh is best, and I will not argue with you there. The only thing I'm going to say here is when you're short on time, let's be real. You're not going to sit and go to the store, and you might though, you might. I want to make sure I say that. You might go to the store and you might buy a head of broccoli, and you might go to the store, come check it out and come home, and then you might rinse it off, and then you might like to put it on the cutting board, and you might cut the stems off to make it, broccoli florets. But this is time. The Happy Meal diet is all about maximizing our time. So that's why we wanted to create healthy meals that are nutritious, delicious, but they're very time efficient without the guilt. And I can't stress that enough. So don't feel bad buying something that's frozen. frozen is the next thing best to fresh. So take advantage of it, because this is gonna take 8 minutes to cook. In those 8 minutes, you can fix the shrimp, you can fix the zucchini, so it's gonna be such an efficient use of it. All right, and the last thing, since I forgot, is, if it's gonna cooperate with me, cilantro. Now I know there's some people who are going to say, ew, it tastes like soap. By the way, it tasted like soap to me for about 20 years. That did just fall to the floor, but we're gonna roll with it because you know what? Ain't nobody got time to pick that back up. But I'm gonna get it in a second because I do have a dog and I think cilantro might make dogs. I don't know that. I don't think it might kill a dog. We don't wanna hurt dogs. We're gonna keep going with it. All right, so cilantro. All right guys, let's do this right now. Hold up, I made one mistake. I forgot the main event. Shrimp. Now this is gonna be 12 ounces of shrimp what we're gonna be using. This won't be just one person's portion. This is gonna be something everybody can share. What we like to buy is just something that's practical. We get the, what are these? Extra large, we get 32 ounces. This way we can stretch things out to almost 2 to 3 meals. Now with the shrimp, we've already got these kind of sitting in the sink, cooling off in the water, so that's why this bag kind of looks a little grody. But yeah, we'll only need about 12 ounces of these, and you also get a few cooking tips on how to know when shrimp are cooked, and also how to make sure your shrimp always tastes delicious. All right guys, let's get to this. With the Happy Meal diet, we try to make everything so simple. We don't need any busy. We don't need any just distractions. We want to make sure when you're watching these videos, you know exactly what utensils, what ingredients you're going to need. So you're going to need a Ziploc bag. It doesn't have to be Ziploc, okay? It's a brand name. We all know what it is. Find a container. You're going to need a beautiful knife. This is my baby. I love using this thing all the time. It cuts through everything. You're going to need a spatula. This is just to mix some things up with quinoa or rice or both, depending on how disco you want to be. You're going to need a cutting board, and other than that, that's about it. We keep this simple because nobody wants to wash a bunch of dishes, right? Throw them in the dishwasher, throw them into the sink, knock it out in one great pot. Before we get started, I want to make sure I say this to you. Don't overcomplicate this, okay? With the Happy Meal diet, it's about making substitutions and also being easy on yourself. If you don't have quinoa and the only thing you have in your cabinet is rice, use the rice. The beauty of the Happy Meal diet, it's about portion control, okay? So don't get too hung up on everything. And also, don't overthink this. This is not about making more work for you. This is about decreasing work, decreasing stress, and making more energy, more fun, so you can have more confidence when you go out in the world, okay? So let's get started. So this is what we're using in a Ziploc bag. Right now, I already got an olive oil in here. I went ahead and put a chipotle chili powder in here. You don't have to use chipotle. I'm about to put the salt in here, the black pepper, the red pepper flakes, and the paprika. Please, please, please don't be upset at me. I totally forgot to mention that we will be using garlic with this. And the thing about it is, we love garlic. The amount of it that I'm going to be putting here might not be a lot for some of you all. I'm just going to make sure I keep the recipe pretty, tolerable. I'm gonna be using a little more garlic because this is really good for you. There's so many benefits to garlic. Just trust me, look them up. You won't be upset that you're using a little extra garlic if you choose to do so. So I got everything in this beautiful little bowl, all combined. Season's ready to go. Just gonna pour it in here just like that. Put that down. Little thing, what we do here with the Ziploc bag. You can use just regular Tupperware, doesn't matter, it's completely fine. What we're looking for is this nice red color, kind of brownish red color. And this is what we're going to be doing with this marinade. We're going to be taking the shrimp and putting them in here. Now for any of you all who are like, oh my gosh, I'm doing shrimp and that's going to be a lot of work. No, it won't, because what we're going to be doing, what you're about to see in the next step, is how we're going to be putting the shrimp in here, and it ain't really that much work. With the shrimp, what you want to do is leave them in the shell. You don't want to take these out. There's so much flavor in the shell. And a lot of people will say, well, that's not true, that's not that. Trust me, so many bases are made just from the shell, not the shrimp. All you want to do is make sure these bad boys are rinsed off, make sure there's no dirt on them, and you just throw them right into the bag and let this sit, again, for no more than 5 minutes max. All right, guys, so let's get going. All right, so with the shrimp, you're just gonna massage this in. Want to make sure everything gets a good coating on it. be extra careful with any type of food, with any type of meat, seafood, poultry. If you do eat any of those, you wanna make sure that you wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Give this a nice little massage. And you're gonna put this right in the refrigerator. While that is marinated, 15 minutes, we're gonna try to get this done in about 12 actually. I like that number. That's what we've been doing with a lot of our videos. But I like that number a lot. We're gonna use this 5 minutes, which doesn't count, but I know somebody will count it, which doesn't count, but we're gonna start working on something else, multitasking. Now this is the part you wanna be extra careful with. Why? You know, the whole family's gonna get involved, but you just don't wanna necessarily have the little ones here in this part. I'm gonna move this bowl out the way, because this way I have the spices in. Put it right down the center. And the big reason for doing this, it just cooks a little faster. Also with the little ones, the big thing is you want to make sure that you have these little small pieces. What I like to do is cut this in half just like so, and I'll just slice. Keep it going just like this. Cooking is the most relaxing thing. Cooking is actually one of my happies. And that's one of the things about the Happy Meal diet. It's about resetting that clock and making those moments in your day, which you normally might dread, because let's face it, everybody likes to cook. But when you make things fun, you want to do them more. You know, nobody gets upset about going to an amusement park. Why? Because it's fun. Everyone gets upset about paying taxes. Why? One, you're losing money. Well, you're having to pay some money, but two, it's not fun. Fun is the secret ingredient. And that's a big thing about all of our recipes with the Happy Meal diet. It's bringing the fun back into functioning healthier, and making sure that you're having like such a great time while doing things with your family. By the way, the family's about to get involved. All right, so now we're gonna be moving on. We just finished doing the zucchini. Next up, we got the broccoli. Follow the instructions. We're gonna be using steam fresh. No particular reason other than the fact that it's simple and it works, it tastes great, and fresh is what we always wanna go for, but frozen is the next best thing to fresh. Let's toss it in there for these directions. Needs about 6 minutes. By the time that gets done, we're ready to pull the shrimp out, and then we're gonna put everything all together. Other than the fact we're about to start the rice, but by the time we get the shrimp together, by the time that gets done, we're gonna put everything together and it's gonna be great. So once the broccoli gets done in about 6 more minutes, what's gonna happen is we're gonna really start pulling things together. Right now, we're gonna start putting the rice in the pot and start cooking that. And then also we're gonna be making a quinoa as well. Some people have different health concerns, and also what's available to you in the pantry. Sometimes you don't have quinoa, as it might not be something that you normally carry, especially if you're just getting started. And with the Happy Meal diet, we always are pushing for flexibility and fun. And we're not gonna beat you up and say, well, I don't have quinoa, the only thing I have is rice. Use what you got and make it what you want. And guess what happens? All of a sudden, boom, we found this. Seeds have changed. It's brown rice and quinoa in one pouch. It's 90 seconds. Again, this is gonna cut your cook time down. This is gonna make it so much easier for you to make a nutritious meal that falls in line with the guidelines of the Happy Meal diet. So we're like, woo, winner, winner, shrimp dinner. All right, so this is what just happened, y'all. You need to be careful with your quinoa and rice mixture. It scared us, we thought it was popping off, but guess what happened? It was just this. So make sure, adhere to those 90 seconds. I think we were like at 84, and look what just happened. Okay guys, so this is what we're looking at. This is going to be our rice and quinoa, bowl that we just made, loaded with lots of flavor. Now, Happy Meal Diet, telling you, supports so many great different food options for you that are easy, and this literally took us 11 minutes and 44 seconds. We timed it because we wanted to make sure we're accurate. Okay, look, hold on, look, we gotta start digging in. Hold on a second. All right, so he is weak in the knees and still chewing. How's it taste, buddy?
Good.
Awesome. Once he's happy, I know we're on to something great. Guys, thank you so much for watching us. I can tell you this right now. We're about to tell you, he's actually taking a fork from me. So we're about to dive into this. We love making this video for you. He's loving the results from this. Hey, enjoy life, have fun, and focus on being happy, especially with the Happy Meal Diet. We can't wait to share our next new great recipe that the entire family is going to love. But hey, but really quick, before we go, tell me this. What was the biggest substitution that you had to make? Because let's face it, not everyone has rice in the cabinet. Not everyone has quinoa in the cabinet. And you saw that we even made some alterations. What were some alterations that you made to suit your taste?
Thank you.